The Sharp Tank. No jumper. Sharpest, coolest podcast in the world. And today, y'all have seen them all over. Y'all was all over in the last office. Y'all was always there. Please, Chief, responsibly. I got Big Chief in the building today, man. The brand, the moguls. I want to just concentrate on that today. Just it being us bringing the brand to light. Because I feel like people need to know about it and know about the people that stand behind it.
Yep.
You know? I know you don't do a lot of interviews.
Man, what's going on, Sharp, man?
You always do the interviews.
Yeah. We up. I'm always on camera, bro. Hey, I appreciate you for having us on your set. We're at the Shark Tank, the motherfucker Sharp Tank. If you can't swim, you're gonna drown. You know what I mean? Get 8.
Yeah, I go there. We go down probably about 150 meters. I always say about 150, 200, depending on who's in the tank.
Man,
you know,
we'll dive deep in today, man.
Hey, I swear, we were at his interview, right? He was interviewing, and we were sitting down, and I got to asking him a couple questions, right?
Switched it on me.
He was like, well, Sharp, we'll really talk about that right now.
Yeah. I don't be talking. So on my podcast, I only show people what they want to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you dove a little bit on my podcast. I'm like, I could actually tell this guy because I don't like telling my story. I don't really bringing that up. You feel me? Not feeling sorrow about it. I want to actually do dope shit. So I'm always on that dope shit, doing dope shit,
Right.
But today, we're going to talk about it.
Today, we're just going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Dissect.
We're going to let it out and dissect and, talk about who really stands behind the brand because the brand's been moving.
Yeah.
It's been everywhere. When I first came to the office, and I'm seeing the little board of it run, you know what I'm saying? The Please Chief responsibly, and seeing, I think, the bong cleaner there. I was like, I thought it was a drink. I thought it was a raspberry soda.
Yeah.
Bro, you don't know
Blue
how
raspberry.
many people think that was a drink.
It's the way you have it.
Yeah, look, it's appealing.
I seen someone drink it
Yeah, multiple times.
at a show. He opened it, thought it was water. I said, bro, read it.
But he's just like, it's blue. It looks like blue Gatorade. Just
No
Well, maybe there's an idea there.
there is.
Because it really looked like a drink and a satisfying one at that. When I saw it, I said, damn, that shit might taste good over some ice.
Bro.
that shit look refreshing.
No, it is, bro.
Over some ice, man.
Guaranteed though, best
Clean your
cleaner,
insides
though.
out.
Best cleaner ever.
I think I was talking to you. We was walking around the.
Yes, sir.
Around, right, we were walking around, and you showed me, and you were telling me about the cleaner, and you were like, "Man, this shit cleans like, bro," and we got the best.
Yes.
You were like, "It'll clean it in I think 5-10 seconds or something like that. Like it's gonna open this shit up. It's gonna get it back clear."
So everyone sees our carts, right? So we vertically integrated. We produce our carts, so we have to clean the equipment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they made the solution to literally clean the equipment.
Yeah.
Then they made it biodegradable. And one day I was like, "Hey, can you clean the?"
Yeah, my brother smoked back and forth, so it was just
Probably good 50 hits out of the bong a day, and I had 20 bongs, bro. And I would literally let them experiment on my bong every single day until they came out with the perfect one after that. And I gave it for free to every single dispensary. And it just
What they think of it?
dude, they were like, "Can we get cases of it?" before they even try to order the product.
Some dispensary just carried our bong cleaner. Just by that, I was like, "That's cool."
That's cold.
But yeah,
You guys-
don't drink it though.
You guys, man, what'd you guys think? Because I don't know if you guys had caught a snippet of it. What'd you guys think about the Rolling Loud? I did have the
Superfly.
Big Chief.
Bro, I
joint
seen
on,
you
man.
with KG, man.
Yeah.
Kevin Gates.
Yeah, it was cold.
That was
So
super
it was
cool.
a dope experience. It was dope meeting him, man. It was like he definitely, his character definitely is who he portrays to be online off camera.
Free spirited.
Yeah, he a very free spirited dude, man. You know what I'm saying? It was definitely an experience, man, being in Rolling Loud. It was.
Was he genuine?
It was very genuine.
Yeah, I bet.
Very genuine. Like he, like I said, because like most motherfuckers, man, that's celebrities and shit, like they ain't trying to stop for everybody. They trying to move. Like if he got that connection, that spiritual connection, like man, we're like, man, this is my brother.
Yeah.
He mean that. I love that about Kevin Gates. And I've been listening to his music for a long time, man. So it was definitely an honor to be able to run into him shake his hand, man.
Face
You
to
know,
face, break it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
cool.
the reason why I brought it up because I was like, it was dope being able to wear the Big Chief brand.
Oh yeah.
You know, walking through there,
Pulled it off. Lie.
look dope.
Talking about
Yeah.
that, you're part of our brand now. You know,
Yeah,
what do
for
we call
sure.
it? The last Infinity Stone on Thanos.
The last
Yeah.
Infinity Stone.
Last
Yeah,
Infinity Stone, yeah.
You liked that one.
I
huh?
did,
Yeah,
bro.
I
That's a
fucked
good
with that
one,
one
bro.
for a minute.
Got it.
Yeah,
Everybody.
It was
Yeah.
definitely dope, man. It's definitely a dope experience though, being there. And just like I said, just repping for my brand, repping for the Big Chief brand,
Yeah.
just being a part of these entities that I'm a part of, man, and bringing them to a place like Rolling Loud that has so much culture.
Mhm.
It was crazy, man, because it was like, fuck, I almost needed as much security as the artist. I was like,
Bruh.
man, it was fucking insane.
Yeah.
You're trying to go interview people, and these people
I'm
just
trying
kept
to
coming
hurry
up
and
to you.
then I'm not trying to be a dickhead. I'm not trying to I'm trying to stop for as many people as I could. Like my security finally
Yeah.
had to be like, you got to go. You got to push through it.
Yeah,
Like,
you got an
because
agenda. You got
I have an
stuff to
agenda.
do.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna miss certain things. So, but I love the fans. Like I love them.
You did show them love. I saw that, stop by.
I tried to show them as much love as I could. You know what I mean? Like like I said, it was a dope experience. Did y'all end up going on Sunday?
Nah, what did we end up doing?
We ended up going to Greystone.
Oh yeah, we went out.
We're at Greystone getting
We all
turned.
turned up. It was cool. We went to celebrate. The homie had a set. He killed it. Shout out
Yeah.
OT. And
Yeah.
afterwards, we crew. We went to dinner. We went out.
We're used to it. We went to
Yeah.
Loud Club last year. It's like
It's crazy.
it's like
bro.
going out there is like networking for us, but sometimes
Yeah.
like-
But we had you out there. For
we
us,
had
you
we
know?
had we
10
to get
times
a-
better.
Got a best billboard you can buy.
I believe this. Not only you guys, but Adam even believes that in me. That's why I get sent certain places.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like a face card might work a little better. They moved me through there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, Sharp.
Moving you through.
Even the security lady, I was like, I just showed her my wristband. She was like, Sharp, you ain't got to show me nothing. Come on.
That's
Hey,
it.
that's
Like,
lit.
just move me past. I
That's
just
it.
moved past the crowd. Like, and it was.
How do you
it was
feel
dope.
about that? Like coming from I don't know when you're like in your 20s and to
Yeah.
compared to right now, like
Yeah.
was that happening to you before? Or you just recently started happening heavy?
I mean, motherfucker could probably say you street famous because you're known amongst your people, but
Yeah.
that's a small group versus being known by the world or just all walks of life.
Yeah.
The people that's walking up on you being like, "Hey, Sharp," they don't necessarily do or did what I did. So it's definitely different to be able to be like, and just shake. I love meeting new people. I love that, man. I love that it's all walks of life, because that's what I do want to tap into.
Yeah.
It's all walks of life, and even bringing you guys here, you know what I'm saying, and sitting down and just talking about the brand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like it's important. Hold on, did we hit the 10-minute marker?
She just
Oh,
she just did.
yes.
You didn't even gotta ask me. I
Okay.
looked at her. Hey, one thing about me, I got a chief. You feel me? It brings my personality out. So like,
Right.
a lot of people smoke and get quiet. I
Right.
smoke and it's like a cup of coffee.
Right. Hey,
Let's get
hey,
to
man.
it.
Let's get to it. You guys are Houston natives. I mean, I know you weren't born in Houston,
No.
but
Well, we came out
y'all
here
are
essentially
Houston.
from-
If
yeah.
you want to, technically, we can say you're Houston
Technically,
natives.
Texas is at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we
Tell
came
me
out
what-
from here.
You ready for it?
Yeah,
Remember, I
feel
popped
good.
it on your ass the other day. Tell me what it was like
Like-
growing up in Houston.
Growing up in Houston.
Hell yeah, I want to know because you tried to detour me that day on your.
You want to
pod.
start at Pakistan? Or you want to go to Houston?
Let's go to Pakistan first.
Man, growing up in Pakistan, me and my brother grew up with our mom and dad, you know what I mean? We got some grandparents, but our grandparents moved to America and they were like, it's better life over here, better living, more opportunities.
American
American
vibes.
dream. So I don't remember Pakistan whatsoever, just a few things here and there, but it's like a dream. You know how you don't remember a dream when you wake up? But I do remember everything about America. So we came over here.
No, it'll make sense.
It'll make sense, America.
All around
everybody
it.
in the room is
It's a-
like, hell
America.
living the dream, baby boy. You living the dream.
Absolutely.
He's serious as fuck right now. He's like, I don't
Absolutely.
know why everybody
Yeah.
is looking appalled at this shit, but
Yeah.
I'm dead ass serious right
You're
now.
about to find out.
Yeah.
Come on.
Remember the first time having pizza?
Man.
Domino's pizza? It was Domino's, right?
Yeah, we had Domino's.
Came straight from the airport when a Domino's pizza. There's some football playing on TV. And it's like, okay, we're watching this. Like, what the fuck is this? You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Never been experienced none of this.
Then living in the 2-bedroom apartment in Houston with like our grandparents.
Houston's rough.
Houston was rough back then too.
Yeah,
rough, man.
Houston's
always
rough.
been rough.
Yeah.
Shout out to Houston, Texas, man. I got nothing but love for them. And I ain't saying like rough living. I'm just saying like the people there, man. You got to toughen up to be around there.
It's a deep, deep south.
You got to toughen up to be around Houston.
There's real ones out there. People keep it real.
Yeah.
Like they're not gonna hold back, but living in Houston, we're with like all our family in a 2-bedroom apartment. You know what I mean?
Starting off, you come to America, like you got to start. It's like going to like the Statue of Liberty, and it's like you got to create your whole life. We came out here. We actually landed in New York. We came out to Texas, and then and my dad immediately went to work. Providing that better life for your your family type of stuff. So we grew up around that, and we seen my dad come. We came from like essentially came here with nothing, with nothing at all, absolutely. And for him to, put in the work and slowly, you slowly elevate year after year, grow. And that's where we came from. We came as first generational people here.
Didn't you guys? I mean,
Didn't
you? I thought I overheard in a conversation that your father owned a convenience store. Correct.
Correct.
Later on. At first, he cleaned the
Later on,
restrooms.
He just don't want to be sharp. No,
Yeah.
you're not telling it right.
No,
Later on, it happened.
No,
Later on it happened.
We came up. He
Hey, I love you, dude. I love you because I love him.
Yeah. He kept it genuine. Yeah.
You said no because I know y'all said like and I'm sure like when you got over here, it was a slow start. Tell us a little bit about that before the convenience store. Like, what was that experience like before even any of that got going? How was the living status?
I was seeing Native Americans shoot fucking alligators on the middle of the top of their head and watching them drop down to the water and float back up. And they were like, "You want to try?" You know what I mean? We're in the middle of the country in Texas.
Yeah.
It gets crazy.
He get gutter down there.
Yeah.
He got that gutter look in his eye like, hey, shit get gutter sharp.
And then there's like, so we're in Brazoria, Texas, you know what I mean? And it's like middle of nowhere. All the houses are pretty spread apart. And our dad's literally working at a gas station, cleaning the restroom, being the clerk. And my mom's helping him out. They're working like 18, 20-hour days.
Yeah.
And then,
basically my dad and my mom got this opportunity to work in the spot with this guy. And the first start, went to a gas station. He started doing the small stuff, and the guy ended up realizing my dad had talent. My dad's been a businessman all his life, work hard all his life. So then he ended up like turning up the gas station. Worked there 7 days a week. If we sleep on the ground, my mom would be running it. And this was when we were at home. We go to sleep. My mom would put her to sleep, drive down, go do the whole thing till it got real crazy. My dad turned it up and made it like a successful ass business. And this is the first time we came. We're like, oh, this is like life is getting better, etc. They opened up another location, etc. And then you get that first bite of business where it's like, oh, my dad being hardworking and all that, didn't realize, oh, the contract, this and that. The guy came in, had 2 successful things, basically took the whole business away. Like offered him like, oh, I'll partner with you, da. My dad built it up, and he took the whole business away from him. And we just sat there with back to square zero, nothing. It's like
you got a taste.
First taste of America.
You get a get a taste of like you're like we already went. We knew we had to build coming over here. Okay,
Absolutely.
It was already fucked up in the beginning.
Yeah,
we finally start getting some light, shedding some light on things. Start getting some things to where we're starting to live somewhat normal.
Yeah,
and it gets snatched right back
immediately. And that's a pattern that went on. Because, that's just how it goes. When you're doing business, that's why the most important rule of business is do good business with good people.
Mm-hmm.
So, growing up, exactly, like my parents, we were there slowly again. My dad recouped, never let anything down. Like my dad was that guy me and my brother looked up to as like, my mom, we, play around. You're not really scared of your mom, but we heard like, oh, like dad's coming home. You just quiet. Because we respected him because he, worked hard, provided, and he was very
and we understood
that. Strict.
Because we would ride with them during the day. We would go all over Texas. Like, he'll be at home at night. He'll go to all the way to Dallas, hit like 20 stores, and come back at night, right? And I noticed, like, damn, this guy doesn't eat. When does this guy eat?
Doesn't sleep.
Doesn't eat for years. I'm like, I walked up to him one day. He was like, I didn't understand him. Now I do. I go, dude, why don't you eat? He goes, I got to get it. I catch myself
Pull
eating
your
at like
mic up. Pull your mic up. Too.
I catch myself eating like 5, 6 o'clock. Now I understand like this guy was just trying to create something, but he didn't have any like people showing him how to do it.
Yeah.
My grandpa wasn't showing him how to do it. He was going out there into the field and experiencing it, right? Taking loss after loss. And which we learned from a lot. You know what I mean? So being around our dad made us true hustlers because he was a true hustler. Then I'm not gonna talk about too much about it, but close people to us did the same pattern. Let us like literally fall to the ground. You know what I mean? So we're on our own at this point. You know what I mean? So raising ourselves.
So essentially, yeah. So no. So we growing up. You know, like I said, we came to America and stuff. You know. Oh, appreciate you, bro.
Gotta get it.
Essentially, no. We growing up here. You know, we lived in all aspects of like American life per se. We lived in the city of Houston. We lived in Arkansas.
What part?
Like,
Pine Bluff, Bryant,
Little Rock.
Little Rock,
Little Rock. I
Dumas.
know about Little Rock.
Bro, I'm talking about when we experienced everything. I'm talking about the country. We came here, and I'm talking. I met people that were like never seen my
Bugs was
kind.
different down
Never
there.
seen
wasn't
brown
it?
people
Wild.
before.
And bugs was different down
Crazy.
there. Huh? Big ass shit
Mosquitoes,
flying in your face.
Big ass bugs. Like
They're more deer than people.
Yeah.
Say this
Shit's
shit ain't like
wild.
this over back, man. These big ass
Nah,
bugs.
man, this is
Big ass
crazy.
mosquitoes. Big ass mosquitoes.
Little
Country.
baby jungle, isn't it?
Yeah. No, but it was cool. It was cool to see everything. Our dad, we used to road travel. He used to work everywhere. Everywhere we went, we thought we were like vacation, but in reality,
It was
it's
just
like,
work.
working.
But we were enjoying the
But
shit
we
out of
really,
it.
got to see a lot of cool stuff. But yeah, no, growing up, like I said, we were around high school. Some little happened because, like I said, we did come here, and the status and everything. So while we were young, around like 13, 14, my dad got in like something where they found out he had no paperwork, and then they just immediately out the country, and we're like freshman, sophomores in high school. We're like
16 years
damn,
old.
like immediately, like one day came in, we got a call from our mom, like, oh, they came in and took him. I'm like, can't. I'm like leaving school, I can't process it. She's like, I can't come. Da da da. And then we just come home and they're like, oh, they just took him. And I was like, oh shit,
Didn't hit us for a while.
didn't hit us, and then and then my mom, being a very strong person, was like, she always supported my dad, always with everything. She would just do it. So she just stepped up, started making sure like everything's going. She's like holding it down a few years, and then at that time, because our dad did all the business, everything started like people came in, started taking piece by piece every little thing, and now we're back literally zero
Again.
So, back again, and this time we're like me and my brother, we're more mature now, but we're still like through our whole life we've seen this like ups and downs, from nothing, started something, became something, back to nothing, whatever. And then, it got to the point, it got really bad that it was just my mom here, and then she had to go. So now it's just me and him here in just Texas, just
Started his first
figure it
tobacco
out,
shop.
what to do, just odd jobs, just, hustling, because that's what we always knew. I was going to college at that time. I had to, like, stop going because, even not having nothing here, I wasn't, because I'm not from here, I didn't have no aids, no grant. I had everything out of pocket. Everything. So, and, I had good grades. I had great scholarship. I graduated, like, top class, out of 2,000 kids, top, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Accepted at every college, but,
Yeah.
no, nothing. You just, like, damn.
No scholarships, no grants. Nothing.
Yeah, we played football. So that was our gateway. So all throughout school, we just played sports, football, basketball, ran track, everything. So that helped us, stay disciplined, stay out everything. We were just
You know what
focused.
Ramadan is?
Say it again.
You know what Ramadan is?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Fasting.
Yeah, fasting.
So the first day of fasting one time fell
This
on
was the
the
craziest
first
day.
day of football practice in the summer, the 2 days, and we had to play literally
in Texas.
no food, no water from sunrise to sunset, and we're in the Texas heat playing football in South Texas. And didn't cry, didn't bitch, ran, hit people, 30 days straight. And I don't think they ever seen anything like that before. They thought we were gonna die.
Yeah.
I played a whole
Crazy.
game, not drinking or Nick drinking water, nothing. Like straight 110 degrees outside. Practice starts at
Yeah.
like 5 a.m. when we start eating. And practice ends at 7:30 when we
Yeah.
leave. You know what I mean? So all day we're not eating and we go home and you're too tired to eat. But that shit,
But like,
that shit made us
it brings something
disciplined.
inside you, yeah. And our parents are very like on top of like us on to become very like straightforward, successful. They everything how immigrant parents coming up, they want the best for you. Want you to be a doctor, a lawyer, or
A
something
pilot.
that they're not. Something like
Something.
crazy where like that's their payoff. The investment is the kids. So then with having like our parents as a support like that, we were like we're like going through the world like, oh, we're growing up, we're doing, oh, this life is made. Then like everything's not sweet no more. Everything crumbles down. You're on the street again. You're like, you crib gone, everything. You're like, oh, what's the next move, right? So then this point, we're like, man, it was nothing for us to sit there like, oh, feel sorry. It was like, bro, we gotta get it. We gotta get up and go. It'd be like my brother went to college, so I had to stop going to college to make sure like somebody got was able to go. So then at this time I was playing football in Oklahoma, and he came out here first to California.
2015, I was playing football.
And this is where it all started from.
So pretty much I get hit-ups from a bunch of coaches trying to have me play football for them. I was the captain of my football team in Texas and everything. So I'm out here. When I come here, I'm like the 5th cornerback on the roster thinking it's all sun daylight, right? I end up in junior college. I end up earning a starting spot, going to the first week, right? And what I started learning is I always sold weed. Like anytime that I have a chance, I have football teammates, I always selling weed. So I'm literally selling weed to eat out there, doing my thing, playing football. But the thing is, it gets real depressing when you're in a room with like 16 people in a whole apartment room. It's California JUCO football. There's no aid. There's nothing. There's people sleeping on top of each other. Everyone's socks is everyone's socks. It's crazy. I just learned that early. Feel me? So it was just bad. Like you see people just struggling, you help them out, and they help you out. So I was like kind of sad doing it, but I was going through it because I knew I had to do something, paying off. Right? My coach gets into a fight right before the game, bro. The first week, they kicked us all out. You know what I mean? But they were trying to kick us out, but they kicked them out. And the coach goes, I got a job at West LA College. Do you want to come with me? So the coach calls me up. I was like, can I bring my brother? And he goes, yeah, come out here. You know what I mean? And then we have to figure out where to stay. We just have to figure it out. So we found this place called the Co-op. You want to talk about the Co-op?
No, we're saying we just moved out here to LA, and then not knowing anything about LA, we basically not even basically don't have a home anymore. So then I come out here and I'm like helping my brother set up because essentially it's just us two now, just here. So we come out here and then we getting back to the JUCO grind, go to school. I was pre-med. I was going to school to be a doctor.
Yeah.
And then my brother, following suit, is going to do business and stuff. And then, so we come out here, we're balancing school and we're balancing like work at the same time. Like as far as like the spot we stayed at, we had to pay to stay there and you had to work there too. You had to work in the kitchen because it was only ran by like the people that lived there. You had to for some hours a week, you had to cook. Some hours you had to clean the spot and you had to pay to live there. And then me and my brother lived in a room with like 6 other people. No AC, just like
one restroom.
It was wild and a whole thing. But honestly, for us, it's like as long as we had a roof over our head, food in our stomach,
we're grateful.
We're grateful. But we weren't ever like our mentality wasn't never like a broke mentality or a poor mentality. It was never like it was always like shit happens and that's life. You got to go and do it.
How can you improve?
And how can you improve on the day? How you can do all this stuff? So. This time we're at this school, going to school classes here, and then going all the way down to like West LA College, and going playing football there, and not enough money like to even get out there, so we were like finessing like quarters to get on the bus.
Get on the bus. We had to walk. Walk a mile to the bus stop.
Last 50 cents dollar we had to pick up.
What kept y'all moving was each other.
Absolutely.
It kept y'all because all y'all had was each other. So y'all was each other's light and strength.
Yeah.
The year I didn't have them, bro, in my life, bro, I was really depressed. You know what I mean? So right when I got the opportunity and I knew he wanted to play football again, we were on the same football team playing football again, and it's like it was back to memories.
It was cool. It was cool. Back to that, and then me and my brother used to take the like a mile walk down to catch the bus. scrape together some quarters and stuff, catch the bus all the way to school, walk up another mile up to the school, make practice by like 6, 7 in the morning.
The bus driver got cool at the end of the day.
Yeah, eventually they looked out. They were just like, start
Come on, hop on.
Yeah. But like, there was an everyday grind. By the time we got back to school, like we had to cook, but by the time we got there was no more food.
There's no more food, so we're
like
gonna have no
surviving
food.
off of like Lucky Charms and like random pieces of bagels and whatever was left over.
Going to school, doing it again and again.
But then, and I never sold weed before, but then I started getting, and the reason I got into weed is, and this is how the story goes, is because playing football, you get hurt, this and that.
Yeah.
And in Texas, weed's not like that. So coming out here, I was like, I don't want to pop these pills. I don't want to painkillers. It's just like, playing a game, you hurt. So I started smoking weed. And I was like, oh, this is smooth. Like, I feel better. It's like less whatever. And the first time coming to California, I was like, this is crazy. I've never seen this much weed. Bought weed for the first time in California and had a cop behind us, like, in the Uber. And I'm like, oh my God. I had a gram of weed on me. And I'm like, I'm going to go to jail.
Well,
They're going to
back
pull
then,
me.
I'm sure, like, you know what I'm saying? How long ago was this?
It was like around like 2016, 17. Like, it wasn't like there was like some shops, it was Prop 215 days.
But it still was
But
new.
it was
still
but
very
for
new.
us, we're from Texas, so it was like a no-go.
Mhm.
Like in Texas, it was like bad out there. So for us, it was just like chilling. But we realized, I'm like, oh, California's lit. You can smoke weed out here a little bit. It's like whatever, right? So we start smoking, and then one day at the spot we were at, my brother had bought it like an eighth of some weed, and we were about to go smoke it, and like some kid comes up to us because there's like a foreign exchange student, like international student,
the Brazilians,
the Chinese people, the Portuguese, everybody, bro. No, we
Bruh.
started getting
He said the Brazilians.
And then so this kid, he's like,
Shout out to them.
I'll buy this weed from you.
Yeah.
And because no one knew where to get the weed, and my brother had this one plug, so we're like, oh, like we sold it to him, made the money, went back and bought 2. So we're like, okay, we could sell this, make money, and smoke weed.
At first, like even in high school,
shout
bro.
out to Brazil, man. Straight up. Shout out
Shout out Brazil, man. I fuck with y'all. I love how y'all
man.
smoke weed in Brazil. We're
Yeah.
coming. Big Chief Brazil coming because of that.
100, man, for real. I fuck with the Brazilians.
Yes.
Straight up.
When I was younger, bro, it's just like I would buy like half an ounce, sell the 7 grams, and smoke 7 grams free all the time, over and over, right? I was doing that at UCLA too, all the time.
Yeah.
Tell me why one Brazilian came, then the Asian people came, then the brown people came, then it was just the whole
You brown
what is it
too,
called?
motherfucker.
Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah, I am, of
brown
course.
too, motherfucker.
But it got
Shout out
the
to
reason
brown
I'm
people.
saying this.
I opened that one up to you. I don't know if you know.
Nah, I am brown, but
in the
check this out.
motherfucker too.
Brown boys.
What is
You
it
just
called?
said that my own people came. That's
Yeah,
what you
my
should
own
said.
people
Yeah,
came.
because that's pretty much what we
Nah,
is. The
brown
came.
people are my people,
You know, we pretty much the
Hispanics.
same, right, bro?
Yeah, all that. My
Black
people
folks,
came.
Like, we kind of like the same, bro.
We are, bro. The culture.
You notice how y'all hair grow real thick?
Absolutely.
Yeah, the
bro.
beard-
Come on, bro. You
Spicy
notice how y'all
food's
shit
good,
grow?
all-
Yeah,
yeah.
spicy food good to you.
Yeah.
Same.
Bet y'all like a little soul food, a little catfish
Love
for
it.
every now and again.
I had
good,
I had oxtails today.
He said we was eating bagels, motherfucker. We from
Oh,
other
my
leftovers.
God,
He
yeah.
said we cool with whatever. Give it up.
Bro, food was food.
You
At this
did
point.
for real.
Then I had the what is it called? What are those frats? The frats started hitting me up. Then I started knowing
Yeah.
every single person. Every day I would get out of football class, my phone was zooming like my phone would like freeze.
And this is before there was like dispensary. It was just like before you just knew a weed guy or you knew the spot that had weed. There was nothing. So me and my brother started getting to the point where we're just like, we're like, how do we keep these people? Because my business mind started working at this point. And I'm like, how do I get these people to consistently pick up just from us and not go anywhere? And we make it simple. So we started like bagging it up, putting like stickers on it.
Naming
like,
it was fun,
naming
bro.
stuff.
Naming
And
shit,
then
random ass
people-
shit.
and, like phone numbers, and we started like a small little like delivery style like thing.
Back in the day, though. This is back in the
This is
day.
this is how we
16,
first
16,
y'all got
17.
into the weed.
Y'all were fucking kids.
Yeah, we were
Right.
college kids,
Kids.
still young,
Right,
you know,
right.
21, 22, like young, nothing. But we started like, but this helped out, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and this started getting better. Now we could have, we had
we gotta move out.
because we were before this. Never took an Uber. We finessed Uber, you know, like the free promo codes that came out.
Sharp.
You
That
know-
motherfucker is smart.
Yeah, I was started seeing like all the new technology come out. I was like, oh, cool, like finessing Uber credits. I'm gonna have $100 Uber credit. Start taking the rides to school. But no, so you have to do what you got to do, you know. But yeah, no. Once we started selling weed, I was like, all right, this is cool. I'm like, this is dope, and this was around the time
You guys did it to eat.
we had
to
to
have
eat.
something.
Yeah.
And to have something. I don't think you
Yeah.
did it because you were like, oh yeah, I know this is just what everybody wants. Let's just do it. You
For
was like,
sure.
no, there's an opportunity in this.
Absolutely.
And I feel like you're an opportunist. Like that's
Yeah.
what we all are, man.
Yeah.
We're opportunists. And some people might use it for bad, but
Well,
I think it's really used
yeah.
for good.
Well,
like you're supposed to be an
yeah.
opportunist. You're supposed to see an opportunity and seize it.
I'm like a solution guy. I see the thing.
Problem solver.
Problem solver. That's a better thing. Because
Yeah,
then I see
problem
something, I'm
solver,
like, oh,
100%.
they're doing this. How can I better take out 3-4 steps that they do and just bring it direct? Like, oh, solution.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this? Do this. So we started like, oh, branding
you
the
ain't
stuff.
stupid at all.
Yeah.
You ain't dumb at all, bro.
Yeah, it's just working. But branding it, and then I was like, oh, ease of access, you know? And I'm like, oh, and it's any business. Like, what does business provide? Oh, customer service. You know, you provide a product, a service, a customer service. So then now people continuously come back and, you know, and it started getting crazy. And I told my brother one day, I was like, man, and he plugged me in and we bought our first pound. And we just went, it was like that trap situation where like we went into this random apartment, you know, got verified. It was wild. And we pulled up, you know, the original trap shop.
There was
money
suitcases.
counters, suitcases, packs of weed, and I'm just like,
No money
And I
counters
took my
back then.
brother. I'm like, bro, we had the money hidden in the sock. I'm like, hey, I don't know what's gonna go down. Like,
yeah,
we
that was epic.
We gonna walk out with this pound, or we not? We had the Uber wait around the corner. We're like we pay. I don't know what was going on. I was just making sure it's all set up. Walked in, and then it was just like transaction went smooth. Walked out, and I just remember walking to the door. I was like, hold on. And that's
Okay.
you know, when you take that risk, and it's just like, okay. Came back 3 days later.
Was it an adrenaline rush?
It was. I was like,
it almost
this is cool.
euphoric? It was like
It was-
ecstasy.
Yeah,
You got turned out.
yeah. I was like,
Yeah,
that,
that
went
was the
smooth.
moment you got turned out.
Yeah, I was like, this is cool. I
Yeah,
started playing
you
with that
got-
live wire. Yeah.
He got turned out right there. That was his moment of being like, "This is I think
I
this
know what
is
to
it.
do.
First of many pounds.
Yeah.
I was like,
Felt like the
I held
shit.
it in my hand. I was like, I know what to do.
You felt like the shit. Be
Yeah.
real, like you felt like the
Yeah.
shit. Like, damn, nothing can stop us.
No, I told my
Like,
brother.
you-
I said straight up. I looked at it. I was like, bro, I'm gonna change everything.
Because we're getting middleman.
We're all this.
We're
shit,
getting middleman,
I was like,
middleman.
bro. And we were like, all this. I was like, I looked at it. I was like, bro.
Fuck the middleman.
I looked at it. I was like, in my backpack in the Uber, quiet. I was like, I'm gonna change everything. Take it, come back, and started like, you know, came back to them. Started picking up more, back and forth. Then they were like, bro, what do you do? And I was like, we be hustling, you know. Like, we
No.
gotta do what you gotta do. Playing football at the same time.
Yeah.
Going to school at the same time, you know, double majoring.
I'm
in business.
packing
I
up
was going
like
to
20
school.
pounds
Yeah.
before I go to my business class in the morning. Smell
Yeah.
like I'm smoking
Come
the wood
back.
right
Yeah.
before I enter the class. I was chief. I just like smoking weed. You feel me? That's the whole point of me
That
doing
was
this.
cool because we had unlimited weed now. We got like I like to do stuff where like, okay, now we never have to pay for weed again. It's like I'm getting paid and I'm getting weed, so it's cool. And we started building up, and then the people we worked with, you know, then that's when like, you know, around the Prop 215 days where you know it wasn't legal. It was a fine gray line. Like raids were happening, but there was still like
So you guys are, and this is what I consider it, because you know I felt like I was one myself. You're born again footballers. Like
Okay.
y'all balled off foot. Like y'all was just hustling. Like you
Yeah.
just everything that was being made, what you seen came from the streets.
yes,
You know what I'm saying? To me, that's what a born again footballer is, man.
Yeah.
It's great. It's just being great, man. It's just being able to hop in and win.
that's what you want to do. That's
You know
that's
what
the
I'm
motive
saying?
every
Like,
time.
We always look at each other. We're winners.
Y'all was
Yeah.
footballers, man.
Yeah.
Like y'all balled and everything was done by footwork, but y'all
Yes.
was balling. Made
Yeah.
y'all look like bosses.
I
You know what
like
I'm saying?
that.
Even though y'all was doing all the footwork yourself. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
I'm not afraid
There
to get my
wasn't a
hands
bunch
dirty.
of people. Yeah, there wasn't
No,
a bunch
it's
of
just
people that was
frontline
coming
millionaire
and
for
you
sure.
just
Yeah.
showed up to the club to shine that night.
Yeah.
No, y'all probably just got done trapping or doing whatever you had to do to
Yeah.
allegedly survive.
allegedly.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And live, you know?
Yeah.
And do what you need to do and still show up to the club that night or show up to a party and still
Mhm.
be them.
Yeah. Still have to show up to class.
Still be him. And then in
Yes.
the morning, get up and still got to go to
Yeah.
class.
Absolutely.
That takes a lot of discipline.
24-hour, bro.
That takes a lot
Focus.
of discipline.
No
Focus
par-
and
we didn't
discipline,
go
that's what
party. We didn't go out.
No,
do
we were
nothing.
we were like morning.
No one can come to the crib.
Wake up in the morning. It was like go. Come back home, don't remember going to sleep. Laid
5
up in
o'clock,
bed, tired.
5 o'clock to like midnight.
Wake up in the morning, my brother used to wake up, pray. My brother prays 5 times a day.
I pray 5 times a day.
Wakes up in the morning, disciplined. I don't care. We went to bed at like 9 p.m. and we went to like bed at 3 in the morning.
Making prayers.
It's 5 in the morning, we're not going to bed. But it's like, you have to. Because that rival with consistency is a reason why we're able to sit here and talk. And because, and that's what I could preach to anybody. It's like discipline, sitting with consistency, it will lead you to
Success.
10s out of 10 sometimes.
And persistency.
Every
is
single
key.
time.
You have to stay at it sometimes.
Yeah.
Even if it tells you no the first time.
Absolutely.
The first 100 times. I'm telling y'all for real. Even when they tell you no, you can't get in the door.
No, it's
We're
not a real
optimistic,
answer.
you feel me?
That 100th time, they might just fuck around and let you in. You have to keep the faith,
They'll take
man.
a chance on you. They'll be like, fuck it, why not? And then that's why, a lot of people have in the past.
People don't gamble on themselves no more.
Yeah.
You got to bet on yourself.
So that's what we say.
People don't gamble on themselves no more, bro.
Invest
They
in
don't.
yourself, invest in people. I invest in somebody because based off their drive. That's how I know they'll be successful. Because they'll be like, I'll find the answer. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Those are winners. Those are people that are gonna go and figure it out. But yeah, that's how we just got into basically the weed world. Launched a delivery service, and started slowly bringing the homies on one by one, building like a solid team. First driving ourselves. We launched a delivery service, had some shout outs. Started taking this to like another level.
We got the homie's car out from Texas.
We last few $100s. Scraped it up. Now we're collecting money, so we're not spending money on nothing. We're like
no designer clothes, nothing.
I'm talking about like going down to just buying whatever is just gonna be basic. Roof over our head, food in our stomach, just staying down. And then scrape together the last of the bread, and the homie comes out. He's playing football. He comes out here. He's like, "Oh, let's figure it out," because he also a hustler too. We all grew, we all play football together. Us three are basically the ones that got like out of our high school and got football, got to go play football and stuff. So same discipline and stuff. Scraped together the last few $100. We didn't even have a car. So he had a car. So we paid the last few $100 and brought his car out here from Texas. And as soon as we brought it out of here, I'm like, bro, just trust in it. We got it. Started the delivery service like all over.
Poor car.
Yeah. Thought about it because I'm like, because we thought about the problem when we came out here. I'm like, man, we have no weed. How do we get weed? So I'm like, everybody probably thinks that when they come to California. So then we started making business cards, going to all the popular hotels that people from LAX come and stay at, going over there, sliding business cards on their door, delivery, weed delivery, whatever, wherever people would go, pop up all the popular spots, leave it there.
Bring it with us everywhere.
And worry y'all a little bit that, let's say you're leaving cards at people's doors like lawn services, right?
Yeah.
And you fuck around. What if you would have left that at the police door?
Prop 215 delivery. Back, gray area.
Donation.
Because we were like, we're
selling donations.
You know what I'm saying?
I just had to ask.
Absolutely.
I'm like, damn,
bro,
leaving
I jumped.
cards just at everybody's door like that.
Yeah. Hotel room, just.
Bro, we were doing events and you just
like
jump over the counter.
Pizza, like fucking pizza flyers. Like,
Absolutely.
you have a pizza flyer, but you gonna have this up under it too. Like
30 minutes or less, you know what I'm saying?
Easy.
We'll pull up because we had especially where I knew hotspots had the driver station there. I used to hire drivers based off of the area they lived in. Trustworthy, try to see, vet them out, trustworthy. I'm like, yo, just stay at the crib, deliver in your area. And then they were like, and they would make a percentage of so it was growing. So I just knew how to scale this. So that's essentially how we got into weed and everything.
Yeah.
You're so smart, you made a website.
I don't know. I was just doing something. I was
allegedly.
just trying to always advance it, whatever. But this is around the time licensing started happening.
Yeah.
Those days were gone. Now it's no more Prop 215. Now it's oh, you got to bring in money for licensing and all that. You got to have dispensaries are popping up. Oh, we've been in raids before. We used to do pop-ups and stuff where you post a location, on a whatever. That's the culture. That's what we did. But yeah, that led to us getting into man, how can we make this now into a legitimate thing? Now,
how can we sleep at night?
Because we see it as a prohibition era of what alcohol or all this stuff was in the past. I'm like, man, this is right now where weed is states are legalizing it. This is going crazy. Like, it went from that dude you used to pick up weed from to like that shop to now brands are popping up. You know, people are like bagging stuff in. You know, you're not just going to dispensary and just putting weed in a bag. Now it's like you go there and like everything's sealed and it's getting real professional. So we started seeing that and we're like, now we got to get like on that level, you know. But again, that takes a lot of money, licensing, this and that, the next. So me and my brother, and we built like a solid little team around us, and
Some
you
good
know,
people.
some good people and stuff, and then started like trying to figure it out for us, you know. And that appreciate you, and that's essentially, you know, how our background into
Light
this.
you up another.
Yeah,
That's
I'm about
another one
to.
down. There you go.
I
Keep
went
But-
up.
talking.
Yeah,
Keep going. Just
no,
keep
but
it right,
that's
just keep it
essentially
right.
how we got into like, you know, this industry per se, and that's a little background of just, you know, how, you know, what we came up with, how we, you know, put that aspect into it
So
before
why?
the brand,
Right.
Big Chief.
So we've talked
Yeah.
about before the brand.
Yeah,
I think we've touched all bases on what before
Absolutely.
the brand, right?
yeah,
This is my nigga right here. I love him. to
I be
death,
enjoying the
dog.
shit out of the story,
I
man.
love him. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, because I feel like, and that's what it's about, like, for the viewers, is, you know, you paint the picture for them. It's better than TV. It's better than TV.
Yeah.
I'm dialed in. I'm glued to the conversation, and I'm
Tune
sure a
in.
lot of viewers will be too, because you paint the story for them.
Mhm.
You sit in a quiet place and you listen to a story like this, you'll be able to resonate with it. You'll be able to understand it a little bit better,
Yeah.
because you'll see situations like this throughout your life.
Everybody.
And if you listen to a story like this, what you're saying and what he has said might be able to help somebody down the long run that might come down the same roads.
Yes.
That's the whole point.
You know?
The biggest human act is to inspire. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, NFC.
we've been inspired, and we love to inspire, and we're always going to be inspired by people, right? So our whole story, whatever we talked about, is resilience, right? And there's people out there that go to 10 times worse. You know what I mean? Not even saying
Whatever
that.
their situation.
Whatever
may
the
be.
situation is, just, if you keep going, just be consistent and just be optimistic about the future, you will win.
You know why I signed with the brand? Want me to tell you why?
Talk to me.
It was the weed's good. It's great. And I'm sure there's more fire to come.
Quality has to be there.
There's more fire to
It's-
come.
That's undoubtedly.
But I'll be honest with you, man. It's the relationship. It's the relationship, homie.
Yeah.
And even just to
That's
get to
key.
know you guys more today, because I fuck with y'all. Like, I've been to the office. I come to the office. Hell, y'all done told me I can have my own space there.
Yes.
Like, Sharp, if you need to come here, do
You got
business.
a whole office room.
You showed
Yup.
me the whole conference room. I got places I can be there.
Yeah.
You know, but it was just overall the relationship. Like, people that I want to work with even in sponsorship and things like that, we can go places. Don't try to fucking overstep me.
Yeah.
Don't try to overstep me. We're not bigger than the program.
No one's
nothing
bigger than
None
the
of us
program.
is bigger than the program. And people try to do that type of shit.
Yeah.
They want to try to be bigger than the program.
Mm-mm.
That's
You
how
know,
you feel.
This
And
this
that'll be
opened up.
probably
Yeah.
the only thing I'll say about that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And just let that one rest. It's no hate in my heart by
Never.
anything, but
Yeah.
just
That's what I've noticed about you, you know what?
relationships are everything.
Yeah.
You know, even when, you know, just even talking to just some of my people. I think I was talking to Whack 100. Me and him, we was having some conversations on the phone, and he told me, gave me some good game. He said, you know, you have to understand something, Sharp. He says, your relationships and contacts is your credit card.
Yeah.
That's your money.
Absolutely.
It's not just what you
Bars.
possess.
No, that's your talents.
You know
What
what I'm
you are,
saying?
yeah.
It's not just what you, and that's my words kicking in now. Like, because
Sure.
I understood what he was saying. It's not just what you possess. It's the relationships you have with people.
Correct.
You know? You having a good relationship with somebody and you may be down. You can make a phone call and maybe get 50 to 100 units moved.
Mm-hmm.
Easily.
You know what I'm saying?
Never
And that's
problem.
from big to small, you know,
Yeah.
just small to big. Like, people know, like, you can move, you can call and make that move and be back on tomorrow. It's good to have solid relationships with people, man. Relationships are everything. Or business can't even work.
Mm-mm. It can't
If
grow.
we have too many discrepancies
Yeah.
and too many conflicts of interest, how can it ever grow? It's always going to stay stagnant. So I had to give y'all flowers and let y'all know who y'all actually dealing with. Like, man, I'm a very loyal person. Like, I want us all to eat. We're here to eat.
Part of the winner circle.
So I would make our pie bigger.
Yeah.
Everybody got to eat, and if there's got to make the pie bigger, you got to expand and grow. That's exactly how our brand actually grew. No marketing, no anything. It was just organic.
Word of mouth.
Even if you don't deal with somebody, you no longer want to deal with them. If you had any kind of respect for them, and this is just for y'all business, for anybody that y'all in general, for anybody that you ever deal with in business, to signing me or to signing anybody else like onto the brand, and you're dealing with them, if you don't want to fuck with them any longer, be just as real as you were in the beginning and tell them. Don't you ever try to ghost them. That's whack, and you don't want to create too many relationships.
You don't want to do that.
Burning bridges ruins everything, bro.
Yeah.
Burning bridges is the worst thing you can do.
Communication is key, man. Absolutely.
I don't give a fuck if it's a fuck you and I'm done with you.
Yeah.
Just communicate it.
Fuck. You communicate. I'll hold that one.
Yeah.
As a person, or I'm sure anybody else in the world would hold that one. You can hold that. I can understand it.
Not saying something at all is communication as well.
Some things have their dead ends.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. Some things have their dead ends, man.
To new beginnings, though.
But then there's new beginnings. When one door closes, 100 open. Remember that, and I want the viewers to know that while I'm sitting here with Big Chief tonight, and we're chopping and we're kicking game.
That's some good advice. That's some real advice.
100 doors open. You might not see them now, and I get it. You might not bear a key to one of them at this point, but you have to give yourself the chance to grasp that.
Maybe
that
door needed to be closed.
You know?
Yeah.
A lot of people are afraid of that, though, man, because they're afraid of walking into the unknown. Everybody's afraid.
The best things in life are unknown. You feel me?
But you have to think about the society we live in. Everybody wants to be comfortable. Everybody wants to live comfortable. So they rather do what they know, even if it is bad for them. They rather do what they know than try to start over and try to hit another side.
Yeah.
Fail early and fail often, you know.
Yeah. No, failure is key. Communication. All that is, it makes you a more solid person, makes you a solid individual, a solid business, a solid entity, and all around.
So we've talked about the behind the scenes of Big Chief. What made you guys come up with the name, with the brand? We already know why the weed is here. Y'all broke that down in peripheral detail for the viewer. You know, what brought the name about?
So it worked out perfectly. So again, like I said, we were trying to get into the gist of the licensing, you know, get into that. And so we came across individuals, and one of them is my partner Sam.
Shout out Samuel
Kim. He actually had this. So while we were doing all these things, we were getting noticed. You know, we're building relationships. Relationships are key. So we're building all these things, and so I come across this guy named Sam, and he's like, "Hey, man," and he's into this clothing business. You know, he produced for the craziest like Abercrombie,
Christian editor,
manufactured Christian Artiget.
I remember Christian Artiget, you know, very popular at this time. Shit, some of them shirts, man, you couldn't get a shirt no less than like $140.
He was making them.
Yeah, Ed Hardy.
I remember Christian Artiget. Ed Hardy had a hell of a run.
It was running.
People don't even talk about them brands no more. It's crazy and how popular they were at one point in time.
Everybody
you don't hear anybody talk about them.
Sleeves.
You don't hear anybody talk about
classic
them, man.
brands,
and those were classic brands when it came to like putting out merch, like something that was like to what people today try to sell, and you look at it and you be like, "What's this?" Oh, well, that's a $240 shirt. Them was some of the motherfuckers that started that shit.
Yeah, the studded, all the designs, everything was crazy.
Remember having an Iron Maiden sweater from them, an all brown one, the Christian Artiget one. It was an Iron Maiden one.
Oh, that
motherfucker was dope.
By the way, I got some unreleased shit because he made it all. So I got
hit a door with a door to a door.
No, there's a door to that one.
Door, yeah.
Hey, but the crazy thing is,
wait, hold on.
The crazy thing is,
tell him about the door.
That door has everything in that motherfucker. First and foremost, for Big Chief, like the first time I ever came to the facility, Because that motherfucker's a facility. Like, it's not just you walk into the office. No, there's a room for everything in that motherfucker.
It's about to get crazier.
From creating things, you have a creator's room. You have, a room. Motherfuckers is making chocolate, chemists, and all types of shit. I'm like,
R&D's like Willy Wonka factory.
Yeah.
Bro, it had everything. And like, then he had showed me, he was like, man, we're about to turn all this. Like, that motherfucker's huge, bro.
Yeah. Now we're utilizing the space now. It's going to be nice.
You see that roller machine?
Probably like, hell yeah. The Rolo 9000 or some
Big Chief
shit.
Rolo 9000.
Yeah, that big motherfucker, bro, for real. And old boy was up in there fixing. He was up in there getting it together, getting ready to roll some. I think it rolls like what, like a
200, 300.
200 joints per minute or some shit.
Some crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Some crazy shit.
Hey,
that motherfucker rolls pre-rolls,
waiting
man.
to be federally legal, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
back to it.
yeah, no. So so we got with him, and he was like, he's like, hey man, I have this trademark, and I'm the I got this, and I know you be doing, because at this point, me and my homies, we were just like Prop 215 it up, like we were just
Enjoying the Prop
hustling.
215.
We're building something together. I got all my homies on. I brought them on one by one, individually, and I gave them all a key role, and they stepped in. They started, doing what they did, and everybody ate. We started building a real solid like group of, because a team, if you could do what you can do really well, and you gather a team around it, you could just do it faster. You just do it on a bigger scale, and that's I was like, oh man, we gotta go. If I'm going 100 miles an hour, you better be going 110 trying to beat me, because you got to surround yourself around people that are smarter than you, faster than you, and that's how you improve. And when you look back at all the stuff you did you did it better than you could have if you just were comfortable or at your pace.
Friendly competition, hyping each other up every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So my partner. So at this time, so he comes up and he's like, "Hey man, I see what you do. Could you do something?" And I saw the brand, and he said Big Chief. I was like, immediately I was like, I love the name. It's like the McDonald's thing. It's like founder. I was like, oh, immediately fell. I was like, wow, that was a strong name. Because me and my brother looked at each other, was like, this name right here is like what stands for be like a boss. Like, this is like that relentless thing. We just looked at it and we're like,
the Big Chief.
Immediately, I was like, I like it. And off that, and because this, I like this person. He's a genuine person. I was like, oh, maybe I could build a relationship, because he has a successful background. Maybe, who knows what could come of it, right? So I just did it off the strength of, I just do it.
Off the love.
Straight off love. Didn't ask for anything. I was just like, I like the name. I like you. If I could do something, we'll talk about it, whatever, but I'll just do it. So it came in, and I did my branding on it, put like whatever into it. We had a team going, and they had a license. So that also was cool too, because we were trying to get it licensed, and
trying to get ourselves licensed.
Trying to get getting the brand and everything. So I created the brand, and immediately just putting it out there, it just took off. Because at this point, I knew, like I said, it's all about what, as a consumer, knowing what exactly people want. I was like, man, this is going to be, at this point, people are making carts, right? And they're doing whatever. There was like that, remember that vape thing where people are like, oh, the vape gate, people are dying. They
were cutting carts too, with honeycut and everything, all that
shit. And I looked at it, I'm like, oh, we going to make our shit the best shit ever. Because me and him and my brother,
we were trying to smoke that shit.
We smoke it. I don't smoke it. I was like, I'm trying to smoke this shit. So we made it like the best, and we made it transparent. Lab results, test, everything. It was just boom. And we put it out on the market, and immediately it just, the brand took off.
No marketing.
No marketing, because it was straight, because it was just like, because again,
well, y'all
quality.
were already known, but y'all was already known. Y'all had good business structure, relationships in the streets. So
everything.
This shit was already building up to what it was gonna be. All them nights of trapping, and like you said, you not knowing if you was gonna even get up out of there with that pound that night out that suitcase.
Crazy.
It all played its role. Speaking of roles, can we talk a little bit about New York? What happened? I think some of the fans and some of the people that do love your brand are wanting to know, like, because you guys never addressed it. It was never talked about. It made it on a big stream. They talked about it.
Yeah, it was a whole
thing.
It was
it made it,
all several times. But I mean, for us, it was like, it's like for us, it's more like the culture thing. So we went up there, we went up there to New York, and at this time, it was like New York's like California, everyone was doing whatever.
Yeah.
So we just went up there because our brand somehow, like I said, word of mouth being popular, it gets out how it gets out, right?
Right.
So we're just, people love the brand. They like, they just like it, good quality, great price. They just fuck with it. So then it just expanded everywhere. And the reason why it's popping because now we have the biggest counterfeit problem. Our products are like craziest number one counterfeited products ever. You can find them on everywhere.
But you guys created something to counteract that, right?
Oh, bro, I'm gonna show you.
Talking about the Vice thing first.
We got something coming up. But no, we, scanning technology, all that stuff. So we inform everybody because again, if you're trying our product, we lab test everything. It's clean, it's safe. We want the consumer to be like smoking great, quality product, not being like copied or anything. So we take all those steps and measurements to make sure, people are knowing what's in the product and what they're smoking and everything. Because we smoke it.
We're chiefers.
We smoke it. So it's like if we know what's in it, I want you to know what's in it. So, but yeah, so New York. So we went up there. We just did a clothing drop because we just had a lot of people that fuck with us. We did a poll. People were like, "Oh, we fuck with Big Chief in New York," and somebody invited us. And they're like, "Oh, like we fuck with y'all that big that they had this whole like thing." And we're like, "Oh, we'll show up." We did a clothing merch drop. It was cool. We did a whole like event, and then we just left, and that was the end of that. And then just like any other shop that was down the street, all the bodegas, all the
everyone
smoke
had Big
shop,
Chief.
all
Every
that,
single
cetera,
shop had Big Chief.
etc. That was there. Like they just did like New York, what just New Yorkers doing, just come and close them all down. They're getting licensed, come close them all down, and that was just like one of the shops because it was just branded Big Chief. We saw it, we're like, oh
Did
shit.
AD have his face on the
80,
wall?
they put AD's face on the wall.
They put AD's face on the wall, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to AD.
Shout out AD.
Where he at right now, man? Balling and
But
crawling
yeah.
and doing his thing.
Doing his thing.
Shout
Great
out
human.
to him.
Shout out
So
AD.
then,
man.
yeah,
Shout out
we
to
just saw it because people fuck with us. So we just saw it up there, and then they did this whole thing. They did like an Alec Monopoly thing, and it was just like a tribute to it. So we thought that was dope, you know,
right.
especially because we're a California brand, and expect on the East Coast, people are they're like, oh, the shop's going up, and we saw it. I'm like, that's cool.
Well, everybody likes West Coast weed, right?
Fire.
Cali has the
So
best
to
weed.
hear- So to hear somebody from California then came all the way to the other side of the country, and they setting up shop or around there just in promotions and just, around there just letting people know that they're around.
Yeah.
It's gonna draw major attraction.
And it was cool. It was organic. The biggest thing, it was organic. So, and then we have a lot of, that's why the brand, like I said, as we've seen it, everybody's seen it, everybody can resonate, is because that's the story behind the brand. It's like, that's what the brand stands for. I've seen a lot of people take the brand and become become successful, did whatever. They're like, oh, I seen people come to us with like nothing, and then we've, worked together and everything, and now they're like coming in the nicest cars, and it's like a success story.
It feels good.
And it feels great, and it's like, oh, I was able to create something that was able to create something else for everybody. It's like a wealth pool, and that's what essentially what the brand is. It's
Boy,
like,
you done went from hopping on buses, scraping quarters, and riding
Man.
Rolls Royce. I don't want to hear what you over here even trying to get to know.
No, it's
from riding
it's
to
sick.
riding Rolls, man. For real.
Yeah.
Like seeing it, man, I'm so proud of you, man. Like, in to sit here and hear this story, like just to even listen, man, it's phenomenal.
I appreciate
for
that.
real.
Yeah.
You had to carry. He's a wild card, bruh.
No, I had to carry him, but I'm not gonna lie.
Wire.
No,
Bro, I'm a worker. I'm front line. I'm in the field.
One thing is, like I said, he's in the front line, and I'm behind the scenes. But when I said stuff wouldn't be executed if it wasn't like for him going out there and like doing what he had to do, getting hands there, doing everything.
He could talk. I got that. He can articulate. He's the mastermind. I like to go to work, bro. I like to hustle. I don't think there's anybody that can out hustle me. If you're like, I can wake up before you, you'll never wake up before me. Feel me? I'm competitive, right? But when you like looking at yourself in the mirror every day, your whole life, it's like masculine competition,
yeah.
aspiring to be great, watching each other win. You know what I mean? We share everything.
Y'all down to come do like another pod with me? And like we come sit down, man, we do this again.
Love to.
Where we sit down, we just kick the shit. You know what
sure.
I'm saying? And just bring some transparency to the table.
Absolutely.
I really do appreciate y'all coming, church. We've been just sitting here kicking. We'd go another hour and a half. I already see
for sure.
the conversation
Yeah.
just rolls, man. I love having y'all here, and I love being a part of the brand. Is there anything that you would want to tell the viewers or some of your fans or people that love your product? Is there anything
I got you
that
something before we do that.
Oh, yeah.
Let me
Brought
put
you a
it in
little
real quick. I
gift.
got you a little gift.
What you mean, man?
The
Y'all
bag.
always come fucking bearing gifts, man. Always doing some shit. The fuck, man, you got going on here, man?
Man, I got a. This is a smell-proof backpack
Waterproof
and
backpack.
waterproof too. Yeah, the sharp
Oh, man. Whoa.
thing. Yeah.
Y'all
Yeah.
always come bearing.
Yeah.
Look at that, man. For real. That's live right there.
You
Look
see,
at
you
that,
got your
man.
podcast on yours?
Yeah.
I got my podcast on mine. My shit died
Hey.
probably.
Yeah.
Hey, man, my shit always gonna sit right here, man, for real. And it's always gonna rep the... Hey, man, we always
Bro,
gonna
come
put the
on.
bat signal in the sky.
Come on, easy.
You dig what I'm saying?
Man, that
we
shit's
always gonna
fire.
put the... we always gonna put the bat... Man, I saw these fucking prototypes. Y'all had these motherfuckers sitting there like,
Prototypes.
yeah, you know
These are
what we're
no,
gonna
we
do?
only got a few pieces made.
You're the
That's why
first
you
one to get it too.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep.
That's one of the first ones to get the Letterman.
Let her
That
know.
Letterman was cold.
That's you.
It did
It's
outstanding. Rolling
quality.
out.
You like
For
that?
real.
I'm crazy with the style. You feel me? I
For
got
real.
a
I'm
lot of
crazy with
shit
the style.
coming.
I'm crazy with the style.
You want to help me
man.
design a few pieces?
Let's design a few pieces.
Hey, bro. All I want to tell you guys is, if you really want to fuck with us, anyway, go support us in the dispensaries. You can go to Weed Maps and search up Big Chief. Go find us in the dispensary.
If it came to making clothes tomorrow, everybody here in the office, I'll challenge them. Like, let's make some clothes. Let's see who makes the best quality, who brings the best idea to it. I love doing fashion. I really do. And I feel like you don't have to be in it for years to have a vision for it. If you know it, you know it.
If you
And
got
I've
it, you
actually
got
been
it.
around it, and I've actually been around it for years. Hell, I've dressed myself like I was a mannequin. Like, I know how to put things together, how to color coordinate, match things that can be off-brand but still go together.
Yeah.
I've learned that, man, for real. I'll drop some of the coldest shit known to man.
You
Shout out-
fly?
We got
Yeah.
some fly shit coming too.
Yeah,
Always fly.
Yeah, I always
That boy,
come
he
correct.
got the championship ring.
Yeah, little something.
Winner.
Winner.
Little something, man, for real.
Hey,
I
we-
think this is what's this? This Smith and Needles or whatever. I've been fucking with also Russell
Swing.
Westbrook's brand.
What's it called?
I like his shit. Honor the gift.
Honor the gift.
Honor the gift.
I'm gonna go
Shout
check it
out to
out.
Russell Westbrook, man, for real.
Hey, that's
We
a
got
Big
some
Chief
nice
flannel
shit.
right there too.
Yeah, we coming out, some subtle stuff.
We
Quality.
have,
It's
we
all
have,
about quality.
when I
you
was
know
in the
what I'm saying?
office, I'm gonna be real with you. When I was in the office and I saw what y'all had on the racks right there of so many different ideas with the brand on and everything, I said, yeah, y'all already ahead of your time. You're already ready to go.
Big Chief
Yeah.
clothing coming soon.
Yeah.
Hey, go follow us at Big Chief and at Big Chief Extracts. All the other accounts are fake. Follow him. You feel me?
Hey, man. And the truth, man, needs no explanation. I appreciate y'all, man, coming through and coming fucking with me. You hear me?
I appreciate you.
Y'all
bro.
better bring y'all motherfucking asses back.
Man, we
For real,
Thank
bro.
you, bro.
I want
already
to turn
know.
up in here.
Yeah.
I really want to turn up in here.
We gonna get up out of here though, church. And next time, hey man, when y'all come through, we gonna do it again, man. I'll make sure I block off a couple hours. And we'll sit
Done.
down and man, we'll just kick it, man, and see where a pilot can go.
Absolutely. Bro.
The
appreciate
Sharp Tank. Hey man, you know it. The Sharp Tank. No jumper. Sharpest, coolest podcast in the world.
that. In the world.
Hey Riley, shoot me out the motherfucking gym.